Hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Tokyo Ghoul Route A episode 6 Thrift. And this episode, like just the beginning by itself was pretty interesting. Like we see Kaneke, he is pretty much being torn apart from the inside and you see like his centipede Kakuja come out of him and he's like screaming and he drops his coffee cup and then that horrid opening comes on. I really just I wish they would just decide not to have the opening. I think I would rather not have an opening at all than to have that. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But after that, we see like Shinohara, he's in the hospital. Amon was checking on him to make sure he was okay. And Shinohara pretty much tells Amon that Kaneke, well, Eye Patch, is dangerous and they need to make sure, like, pretty much they need to watch him because they, like, if they have to come up against him again, he might not make it out alive next time because Kaneke wasn't even attacking him, he was eating Shinohara's errata. So it means that Kaneke could possibly become a Kakuja or half of a Kakuja because he's only half of a ghoul. So, I mean, in that way, it kind of sucks. Like, because Kaneke, he doesn't want to kill people, but he keeps doing it. So, we see, like, in this episode was actually pretty awesome. I enjoyed watching this episode. And we also saw, like, Suzuya when he was younger. We finally get to see like Big Madam and her pretty much turning Suzuya into a girl, like taking away his manly parts, and that's, I want to say that's part of the reason why his voice is so high pitched. Then they go, of course, they go later like into more detail about why Suzuya ended up like that, like why Big Madam pretty much demasculated him. I don't know if that's the correct way to say that, but then they show like Suzuya. He was pretty much, he was raised by ghouls, and they pretty much used to use him like in the first part of Tokyo Ghoul when they showed like Kaneke having to pretty much fight for his life when Tsukiyama pretty much like turned on him and they were about to eat him. Suzuya was kind of the one chasing down people and killing them, and he was doing it for fun. And the CCG broke into the building and caught Big Madam, and then they saved Suzuya. And that was when they renamed him Suzuya Juzo. And because his name used to be Ri. So he came to the CCG and they didn't even put him in training. They just pretty much like just threw him out into the open, into the field, and was like, here, go work, like go get in action. But they were like, if we had to write down everything that was wrong with Suzuya, there would not be enough paper in the world. Because Suzuya, you can tell he was raised by ghouls just by the way he was raised. It was just like his mind, he has no morality whatsoever. And it's gotten better now because like they even showed when he was like drawing a picture of the giraffes at the zoo and a cat came up and was like rubbing up against him and he was petting it, and Shinohara scared it away. I mean, he didn't mean to, but he scared it away. And he was talking to Suzuya, and Suzuya's like, I can't wait to fight Owl. And Shinohara was like, well, next time I might not make it out alive. And he was like, well, if we die, it's not a big deal. And Shinohara pretty much told Suzuya that if anything were to happen to Suzuya, he would be sad. And Suzuya looked puzzled at the fact that somebody would be sad that he passed away when he thinks of death very lightly. So after that, we also see like Amon and Takagawa. They were about to go out to lunch, and Akira comes in, and of course Amon invites her, and they go to the place to eat, and Takagawa, he gets drunk, and him and Akira, of course, go at it like they always do. And then Takagawa gets a phone call, pretty much, and he cusses the person out, calls him a bastard, and then it turns out that it's actually his boss, and he told him that he has to come back to the office because he didn't finish his paperwork. So At that point, Akira, she was drunk as well, and she pretty much told Amon about himself and told him that it was his fault that her dad passed away, that he pretty much killed her father, and that she hates his guts, and it's just all his fault that Mato passed away, and all this kind of stuff. And Amon was like, I agree with you. You're absolutely correct. I'm the one who killed your father. If I had been stronger, or if I even had been there, it probably would have came out differently. But since he wasn't there, Mato passed away, which really does suck if you think about it in that way. But I mean, that really wasn't his fault. So after that, we see like Akira, after they have that whole conversation, and Mon pretty much tells her that he is going to do everything in his power to protect the thing that was important to Mato, which was her. So she like passes out on the counter, and he takes her home. She has this really creepy cat. She loves cats. She has cats everywhere, and she has this really creepy cat. And Amon pretty much takes her into the room. He lays her on the bed, and she looked like she was about to get sick. So he hurried up and went and got her some medicine, and of course was about to make her feel better. And he was about to leave. He set it out on the table, and she told him, "Don't leave." So she was pretty much, I guess, she was thinking about her father, because she was like, "Don't go, father." And Amon started like freaking out, and he did 7,890 push-ups. I was like, good God, I would have been passed out at like 20. Can't even do push-ups like that anymore. He did 7,000 without stopping. The hell? Who does that? Who? I would like to see a show of hands of the people who can actually do 7,890 push-ups and not literally like their heart explode in their chest and pass out somewhere. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But just this whole episode was pretty awesome. And I'm so, and like while all this is happening, I also saw Kaneki again. He was pretty much battling with his Kagune. Like it keeps wanting to come out, and he really can't hold his composure anymore. So yeah, and they also show like Toka, she's studying for her exams, and show like everybody at the shop, and just things are, I guess, going as they have been normally. So yeah, this whole episode is actually pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing Owl again. Hopefully they show more of Nashiro and Corona. Hopefully they go a little more in depth about what happened to Suzuya when he was with Big Madam. And just there's a lot of things I want to see. And it's funny because it's happening the way it happened in the manga, but certain things are different to fit the way the story is going. So I mean, that's awesome. So I'm so looking forward to seeing next week's episode. I want to see how things turn out. But as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.